Hello! Welcome back to this video series on research methods, terminology, to help you with your exams. We just had a video on independent measures versus repeated measures, so go check that out. And I promised that we would talk more about the pros and cons of those two different methods. And so to do that, we're going to talk about three different terms. We're going to talk about the order effect, the practice effect, and the fatigue effect. So this is all to do with the sample that you have, the people that you have that you're experimenting on. So in the order effect, participants improve with repetition or become fatigued. So that just means, like, if you get them to do an activity lots of different times to test lots of different factors, eventually they are going to get better at the task or they are going to become tired, and that's going to affect your results. And then there's that's a big category up here, and then you've got those two have fancy names. So you've got practice effect, which is when they get better, and fatigue effect, which is when they get bored or tired, and for those reasons get worse. A way of fixing this is counterbalancing, where different groups do different activities in different orders, which means that, like, if group 1 does A and then B, and group 2 does B and then A, it means that if they get tired on a different one, so your results end up averaging out. And so you've got to think about this when you're thinking about repeated measures. If you're going to make the same group do every activity, are they going to have a fatigue effect or a practice effect? And that's like a potential con of, or a potential disadvantage of a repeated measures experiment. But there are definitely disadvantages to independent measures as well, because in independent measures you don't know whether the individual differences of the participants are going to change your results. So this is something to think about. Maybe you can write a list of pros and cons for each type of experiment, the repeated measures or the independent measures, and see if you can come up with 4 or 5 different advantages and disadvantages for these types of experiments. Have a go and send me a message if you want to chat about your work with someone.